Yo, I'm Malek and today we will be filming my first video on this account. But before starting this podcast, let me show you the channel members. And now sit up straight and let's watch the podcast.
Action.
Hi.
So,
Introduce yourself.
I'm Hassan, I'm an IB student, and Hassan, 16 years old.
What is it like to be an hardworking IB student?
I'd say it's very tiring. You work 24 hours a day, and still maybe not get the best results, but it pays off for sure. Yeah, I've changed in the past semester. I've changed a lot, and I think it pays off. This hard work, it pays off.
Tell us about the books you read.
So basically, some of the books I read are like Crime and Punishment, Dostoevsky, maybe what's it called, Myth of Sisyphus by Albert Camus. I think all of them revolve around.
I heard of it.
Yeah, and they all revolve around this philosophical theme. I think it's very interesting. Yeah.
What is your biggest inspiration or motivation to doing the hard work in school?
So basically, if you view it from another perspective, it's like if you don't do this hard work, then there are a lot of consequences to it. And one of these consequences is getting bad grades, which I definitely don't want.
Did you experience getting bad grades?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So one of my recent tests was like the math test, and it was pretty hard. Yeah, pretty hard. Like 10, 12 hours before the exam, and it's like I still got below a 60% grade. And even though this is not considered bad in the IB, it definitely is bad for me. I wanted a 7, which is starting from 70, and there's just nothing more I could do. So definitely this experiencing of getting a bad grade is not good. That's why I keep working on hard enough.
Have you ever before the math exam an old?
No. So and previously I was an American student, so grades came pretty easy. But then IB is like, grades are different. Everything is different. So it's definitely a shock.
What's your average day as an IB student?
So it's pretty brutal, isn't it? I wake up at 5:40 a.m.
There was that quote by Alex Hormozi that goes like, a boy goes out with his father to breakfast and he says, I wanna start football, and the father says, I don't think so. His son says, why not? The father says, you're interested but you aren't really committed to doing it. You're not really committed to doing it. And his son says, no, I'm committed. The waiter comes with the son's breakfast. He's got ham and he's got eggs. The father says, you know the difference between the eggs and the ham? The son says, what? The father said the chicken was interested. It had the eggs and the ham, but the pig was committed. So do you think everybody who is interested loses weight because everybody wants to look good?
Actually, I came across this quote a few days ago, and I found it really interesting because actually I disagree. So let's look at my case. Last year I had two choices, whether IB or American diploma, and I chose the IB. But when I look at why, it's not because I'm committed, it's not because I like school, it's because I'm interested in the IB. I'm interested in this system of education, and I wouldn't have done it if I was not interested in it. Let's take a look at physics, for example. Physics, I'm really interested in physics, and I find it very fun to solve problems, draw diagrams, and so on. And I do actually study it because I'm interested. But on the other hand, let's look at the other hand. If I'm just committed, I just want a good grade. I just want to pass the subject. I study like 2-3 hours per week. That's obviously not enough, and I'll just end up getting bad grades. So I think interest is what drives me to pursue whatever, really anything.
But like you can see it as if interest is a level and committing to it is a higher level.
Yeah, sure, but if I'm gonna commit to something, I'm gonna be interested, definitely. I'm not gonna commit to something I'm not interested in.
Yes, and it gives you should have hope for it to get higher grades. Like if you failed, you will feel encouraged that you to study more than less trimester.
Yeah, I mean, if you're interested, you're just giving it everything you can. If you can't give any more, then if you're interested, depends on what your goal is. If you're interested in learning the subject or doing the sport. If you're committed, you just want to get good grades, you just want to be successful. I mean, being successful in a field is definitely not a top priority. You want to do it because you love it, not because you want to get a good grade or you want to be a superstar or you want to score a certain number of goals. Just because you want to do it because you love it.
Yeah. So you traveled last year to the US. How did it go?
It's pretty nice, but some weird stuff.
Like what?
Culture shock. It's like people there, they smoke a lot. They do certain things differently, and definitely, it's just not like here.
Does it have a hot temperature?
Temperature is definitely a thing, but even more than temperature, the environment there is different. So you can actually behind where I stayed, there was a huge forest where you could just go into the forest and have a hike, come back in 10 minutes.
That's really good.
It was very interesting.
Did you face any challenges?
For sure, yeah. Actually, there was a hike. I don't remember the exact name of the hike, but there was basically like a waterfall where we had to go down a very hard slope. And actually, that was a pretty hard ordeal for me.
You failed?
No, coming back up was pretty hard.
What's your biggest fear?
I wouldn't say I have fears, because even I'm pretty accepting of where I end up. So if I get a bad grade, and usually I'm always afraid of getting a bad grade, but this last semester actually, even if I got a bad grade, then I'm okay. I just think, what can I do to not be afraid of something?
So you get a backup plan, or
yeah, exactly. And even if I fail, I reflect on myself and I reflect on what I can do better to not fail.
Alright, thanks for having you today.
Thanks.
Bas.